All right, again, folks, we want to say thanks for Spoon TV. We are still here live at the St. Moses Funeral Parlor. And of course, we're here bringing you updates on the unfoldings here. Hello, sir. How are you? So, I see you're here. The pathologist, the autopsy has already been concluded, and you just got on ground. Is there anything you'd like to say to the media relative to where we are now?
I have nothing to say to the media at this point in time because the IG have spoken to you guys, and I wouldn't speak more than that. My work is more technical than to speak to the press. We'll speak through the Inspector General.
But was there a representative here for Mr. Jackson?
I wouldn't speak to that because I got my investigators here, and I'm going to find out from them whether or not there were any representation. But our requests were made.
Okay. I saw a communication on social media about the legal representatives asking for an extension. They said the invitation was abrupt.
No, we're working time frame. This urgent. We want to get to the bottom of this. We don't want to procrastinate this investigation. The idea that the doctor, the pathologist were willing and said this time we expect every party to this case to be present. So if they are not present, that does not negate anything. If they have any objection, they can send for their own pathologist and they can be able to perform whatever they want to. But at this point in time, we know we trust the doctor. We trust the pathologist, his expertise, and we all look forward to that. If there's any other challenge, that can be done What's
the name of the pathologist conducting this autopsy? Is it Dr. Cooley?
Dr. Pader.
Dr. Pader.
Yeah.
Is he certified? Does he have the requisite credentials?
He has the requisite credentials. We wouldn't deal with anybody that don't have the requisite credentials. So he has.
How soon is the public expected to hear officially?
Look up to the pathologist to give her the information, and then can be communicated with the public. But mainly, as I said, we got our media director who communicate with you guys, communicate with the public. For me, I'm more technical than to be communicating. Through the IG, I think that will come forth.
For the sake of our audience, your full name and your...
I think, Nelson, you know my name very well. You should be announcing my name to the public. Anyway, okay, I'm Samuel Frank, Deputy Inspector General of Police for Crime Services.
Okay, folks, we wanted you to hear from the horse's mouth. Thanks a lot, sir, for talking to us. Folks, we stay here. So as you see, the team is gradually packing up, trying to leave the facility here now. And we are still here. Hello, you want to talk to us? How are you, sir?
Talk to my bosses.
Oh, okay. All right. So we are still here. The security is carrying one of the forensic team in. I don't know why he's carrying the guy in, but yes. But this is where we are, and we are looking forward now to see what happens. The team.
Bosses are there. Father is there.
All right, so we are still here, and we are still here, looking forward to seeing what happens. This is Spoon TV. We are posted, making sure we can bring you up to speed, with all of the happenings here at the St. Moses Funeral Parlor, right here in Gatineau. The autopsy has been concluded. This is one of the processes that a lot of people have eagerly looked forward to. The autopsy, what it does is to establish the cause of death, what led to the passing of Mrs. Jackson. And following the conclusion of this entire process,
and they're expected to leave this place any moment from now. They are rather of the Deputy Inspector General for Crime Services, Mr. Frank, Inspector General Frank, rather not Mr. Frank, but Inspector General Frank. And now you can see there are some consultations in there. You see in the Deputy Inspector General for Crime Services. seek consultation with some investigators after
The main pathologist
after the
means
autopsies at the point of
later.
conclusion. But folks, still don't go away. This is DNS Liberia, and of course, Mirage of 15 pounds. We're on top of what we could do. This is what we're standing for.
So
This
still here at the
but
Moses
we have to leave
here at
a time of work
Ranasville,
and to be here to ensure that you get all of the data of this as it relates to the case involved.
of this.
This is Samuel Jackson and this South African West. She's Tony Jackson, and now today you can still see the interaction there. A team of amongst several investigators from the Liberian National Police were just stationed right there
In there,
as the
working
pathologist.
tirelessly.
So it has been since this afternoon.
Also with
We
the
are now looking forward
after several hours of this process being conducted here at the Moses funeral
So we're
home.
yet to confirm as to whether there are some representatives being present from
we are still here.
Mr. Jackson,
Good
as you're
chat
aware,
for
prior to the autopsy being
the
conducted,
lead
the
pathologist.
team of lawyers representing Mr. Jackson said that they were given notice on a very short basis.
Okay, so again, folks, we want to say thanks for joining us. So we are still here at the St. Moses Funeral Parlor here in Gartonsville, and the team will be coming out shortly. Speaking with the 106, he did inform us that the pathologist, Dr. Pade, who is conducting this autopsy, is a qualified pathologist with all of the requisite credentials, and that everything that's required to have this process going on is being done. Asking on the previous communication release from the legal team of Mr. Jackson relative to the time frame, the short notice given them. His response was that the work is something that requires time. The investigation is very important, and so the pathologist had to come in, and the autopsy had to be conducted today. He said Mr. Sam Jackson and his legal representatives still have the time. They can still go ahead and conduct an autopsy if they so desire. But as of now, they are looking forward to making sure that the investigation goes on, the autopsy is conducted so as to release the reports and make a decision in the soonest possible time. This process is going to form the basis for what we're going to see in the next day or two from now, as the police compiles a report to further inform the public following all of their investigations. We saw from the onset the police went at the morgue, collected some samples, fingerprints, and some of the pieces of information they needed for the conduct of the investigation. And following that, the cook and the driver were called in, and they were made to answer some questions. And following that process, there was a search and seizure warrant. The execution took place on Saturday. Mr. Jackson's home was being searched, and the forensic team went in and out, making sure they get all of the pieces of information that was needed to get the process going on. There were 3 visits at the home of Mr. Jackson, making sure that they get all of the pieces of information for the investigation. So following all of those processes, in the wisdom of the investigators, they thought to conduct an autopsy as well to establish the cause of death. So this we're seeing here before us now is the process. The autopsy has been going on for several hours, and the pathologist has concluded the autopsy. The Liberia National Police has confirmed that the pathologist is licensed, qualified, and has the autopsy has been concluded, and we're looking forward now to seeing what happens. The Liberia National Police will be making an official statement upon the conclusion of all of these processes. But this is where we are. Spoon TV, thanks for joining us. We are live at the St. Moses Funeral Parlor here in Gothamsville on the Japan Freeway. For more than 4 hours, up to 5 hours, the autopsy has been going on. This is the very process leading to what the public is expected to receive as an official update from the Liberia National Police in the coming days. The police will be informing the public as to whether or not Mr. Sam Jackson can be charged and forwarded to court, and then the legal proceedings take on from there, or as to whether Mr. Jackson is going to walk out a free man. We've seen Mr. Jackson spend 2 nights behind, let's say, at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. He's been in police custody since the Liberia National Police declared that he is now a suspect. At a point, Mr. Jackson was considered a person of interest, but now the police has said he is a suspect, and that was the basis on which his home was being searched. The room where the incident occurred, where his wife was found lying unconscious, has been searched as well. Yesterday, we brought you up to speed with some of the happenings at the home of Mr. Jackson. And of course, this is the situation. Thanks for joining us, Spoon TV. We are here coming to you live from the St. Moses Funeral Parlor here in Gothamsville. There have been different processes, different activities since this entire process started, and we're looking forward to see what happens. Thanks for joining us. The police, the forensic team, the pathologist, standing alongside St. Moses. They're having a conversation now, and the team is expected to depart the facility here very shortly. So we are going to remain posted. I see the pathologist is going back in, but we remain here, making sure we can bring you all of the updates as the situation unfolds. But there has been a couple of days now. It has been a couple of days since this entire process started. Starting up on the very day, on Friday evening, when there was police deployment at the home of Mr. Jackson. That situation claimed public attention, again, a lot of traction, a lot of people concerned as to why the police deployment, especially happening hours after Mr. Jackson officially pronounced the death of his wife on social media. That situation caught the public attention, and since that point, we have been providing updates here on the situation. And from one point to another, Mr. Jackson finally availed himself to the Liberia National Police the next day on a Saturday, and the process has been going on. So I see the team is now coming out. I see the team is now coming out, and let's see if we can have a brief chat. Uh, Good evening, sir. How are you?
Fine.
We understand you are the one conducting the autopsy. How did it go, sir?
No, I'm not a pathologist.
Okay. You are not the pathologist in this case?
No,
Okay. One of the investigators.
of course.
Okay. So we want to have a word with the pathologist, but seems he is not the one. We were being informed earlier that he is the one doing the entire process. But I see the team is now leaving, and we look forward to see how this goes. But yes, so far we have the team leaving the St. Moses Funeral Palace now, and we will very shortly end this live broadcast. We've been seeing the investigators here, and of course, folks from the Liberia National Police. And so far, we are yet to see a representative from Mr. Jackson's family or from his legal team. The four counselors representing the legal interests of Mr. Jackson are yet to be seen here. We didn't see Councillor Grease, Councillor Sima Serena Seafor is not here. As a matter of fact, he signed the communication that was released to the public, that was addressed to the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police. And we've also seen a lot of other folks here from the team of investigators, but we are yet to see any member of the legal team from counselors from Mr. Jackson. So we are here, and we want to say thanks to all of you for watching Spoon TV. We will shortly end this broadcast. We will very shortly end this broadcast, as we've been looking forward to having a brief chat with the pathologist. From all indications, the pathologist is yet to be identified. And so this is where we are. And you're watching Spoon TV, and we want to say thanks to all of you for joining us. We want to say thanks for joining us. We are yet to identify the pathologist in this case. We are yet to identify the pathologist in this case. All of those we've seen so far have said they are part of the team of investigators. So, hello, how are you, sir? Where is the pathologist? The pathologist left? Before now?
He's left.
He's left.
Yeah, you know, in the company.
Wow. Okay. So we've been told that the pathologist left. While we were here, he left. So yes, this is where we are, folks. Well, but I want to say thanks to all of you for watching Spoon TV. Thanks again for following up. We're going to remain posted, bringing you all of the updates every step of the way. We've been told that the pathologist left already. The team of investigators are still here, and most of them are now leaving the scene. What we can assure you, or what we can confirm, is that the autopsy has already been conducted, and it is expected now that the Liberia National Police will be briefing the public anytime, maybe giving some status update as the investigation unfolds. Another important thing to mention here is that we didn't get to see any of the legal representatives of Mr. Sam Jackson. We didn't get to identify a family member here as well, since in fact the autopsy has been going on for several hours now. But what we also noticed is that Mr. Samuel Jackson has also not been present here, and this is just in line. All of these aligns with the communication provided earlier with regards to the presence of Mr. Sam Jackson here, the communication from his legal team, and so forth. But given the situation now, we will shortly. All right, folks, a pleasant good afternoon to all of you across the world. Thanks for joining us. This is Spoon TV. I'm Nelson Collet. We're coming to you live from the headquarters of the Liberia National Police on this Monday afternoon. Today happens to be a holiday here in Liberia, but scores of Liberian women have launched a sit-in action here at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police against domestic violence and other forms of abuse or abuses. And so we're here this afternoon. We got here at the time when the official program has already concluded. They did present a petition to the Liberia National Police received by the Inspector General, IG Common. But we thought to have a brief conversation, a brief chat with some of those in leadership for this particular group that have staged this sit-in here today. So let's move on now to speak to some of the those in leadership. Let's begin with you. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fine. I'm now into this country. I'm an activist and I'm happy to be one of those organizing this civil action, taking all forms of violence against women.
When exactly did the whole organization thing start? When did you guys start organizing the event that we're seeing here today?
So if I can tell you when we started like 2018, 2016 or 2017, I'm not there. So we started with a campaign called the Modern Campaign.
Okay.
It's called incident happened in Westwood, and because we got gathered together and we demanded that the government investigate all of the crimes that were perpetrated against the young girls in Westwood. And we launched a campaign called We Are Unprotected. Actually, we wanted to fix the system that is accountable for all the citizens. And since then, been a movement. Every Thursday we wear black, and this case, this action today actually prompted us. We all have followed the incident of the South African national Tony Jackson, that died, and the incident surrounding her death, the videos, the testimony we have seen online. We have decided that with all of the issues that is happening currently, as our world leader gathered in the U.S., where we celebrate women around the status of women, which we call the CSW 70, and the theme is to provide justice for all women and girls. And now in Liberia, we are struggling for justice. We have seen Tony death as a space to help to advocate for justice for women and girls. Not only Tony case, she's now an isolated case. We have numerous cases today. If you're here earlier, you will see a survivor who also came out that her case currently is at the police station from domestic violence. And in Liberia, we have seen the pattern of women being bullied when they are in domestic violence relationship and they decide to move on. They become the conversation and they are bullied. So we thought it was today to celebrate the women who left better, not broken, so that other women who are in abusive relationship can be able to take visible action so they can be able to live and act better. So our action here today prompted us to sit in at the Liberian National Police to demand speedy trial into Tony case, but not all her case, all of the domestic violence case that is on the decks.
I understand you. I understand. I understand you presented a petition as well. I'm going to talk to some of those here as well. But I understand you presented a petition as well. What is it that was contained in that petition? How many counts are we talking about? And maybe then we can go to.
We have 6 counts in the petition. We give you a copy, but in no particular order. One, we are asking for speedy trial into Tony's case, transparent accountability is one of the things that we are pushing for. The next thing we are also pushing for is to equip the police with investigative tools to enable GBV cases to have the actual evidence they need, so that when they forward it to court, they can be able to present the facts. The next thing, we are also asking the government to increase budgetary allotment around GBV-related cases or GBV-related function within its government, whether it's SR, HR, GBV, SGBV in Liberia. And I said in no particular order, again, we are still asking for safe space. We want that when we come to the police or to authority, there should be safe space for women and girls.
Well, let me talk to another person here, as this is a very concerning situation. Hello, how are you? What's your name?
Hello, my name is Ora Barclay, and I'm also an activist. I'm a
Okay.
member of We Are Unprotected.
All right. Now, how soon are you guys looking forward to getting some sort of response or seeing some shift in the demands, the way these issues are handled? Talking about domestic violence.
We are asking for justice now. We are asking for answers now. And we already started getting some of the answers. If you were here for the IG's message, there are a lot of things that have already been in place. And one thing that we want to know is that we need to be informed, constantly informed about everything that is happening, especially on this particular case. We want justice for Tuni, and we want that justice now. Not only for Tuni, but all other women and victims and survivors of SGBV.
Whenever these sit-ins and rallies and sometimes protests are launched and you get out, especially when it has to do with permanent individuals, some people say you get to be selective. If it is about certain people, then you're coming out. If it is not about the big names, then you don't get to come out. What can you say to that?
What I would say is that everybody should join us. Because you see here, today we expected this place to be full. But again, we are considered selective, but now I see that other people are selective on issues that they want to discuss. Because when we are discussing issues, we are discussing issues that affect women and girls. And not just women and girls, but in the society also abuse against humanity. But then when we come up with different issues and people decide that they want to consider us selective and they do not join the cause, then who is the person who's selective in this particular case? Because we are speaking on every other issue, but at the end of the day, we see people will sit back, people will just make comments, they will just post things that they want to post.
I live here, I have my family here, and we have nowhere to go. We have no different Liberia apart from this Liberia. We have no different soil that God created. God will create it for us again, apart from this soil that we are living. So taking decision on that, living from your own country to come and stay here to plan your flag pole here, if somebody discouraged, it means that you are taking my full right from me. If that is the case, if I can get the order from the president say, okay, from today, starting from today, Sonoma is not part of Liberia, it's in Guinea. That one, I will stay with the arrest because that is a decision of the government. So but, we don't get any decision from the government, we don't get any authority from the government. They just left on their own to come and stay and step off our right. As a citizen, I can't stay down and fold my hand while waiting for the security, while damagement will be going on.
So, but prior to this, before this thing could happen, will have any misinformation, mis or understanding as well with the other KC people across?
No. Since we been there, we can joke, they can come and do business, we do transaction between us, the KC from Guinea, the KC from here. We are friends unknown to us. This thing just happened unknown to us.
So you have a group here that is called the KC Bema, right?
Yeah, they have it in Guinea.
And then the two of you always come together. As a young person, what is your own message to your other brothers that may be listening to us on the radio or those who are watching this video?
Okay, seeing destruction going around this terrain here, I'm very much discouraged because the way I'm speaking to you now presently, starting about 30 villages around Solomba here, nobody now living in that villages. All of them are left, taking their pondo. You know, some people, they have blood pressure. Some people, they have different sickness concerning about this. So definitely, all of them are left. But I want to encourage them for them to come back. So long the security came now intervening this thing, they must come there will be no more riot, there will be no more nothing. At least the two citizens can sit, the two presidents can sit down and see how better they can handle this case. This one does not security matters.
How do you feel now seeing the security?
You know, from there, I'm very much comfortable because in the way I seen in Guinea South, they too they are peaceful. We too here we are peaceful. At least if this thing, if this work intervene the first time, I believe that our people are not coming to be involved.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Too.
So
It was fortunately there are certain conflict come between the Guinean and us. So we laid a complaint to our big people because the issue was the same money our people was doing went to Kasaka.
Okay.
They went and the Guinean soldier came about 8 with arm. They collected those materials and carried home. So unfortunately, our people did not went there and take any action. So they went and gave it to the superintendent. They sent for the minister. The minister came and asked for this issue. That they will keep in Solomon here. We sent on it. They have certain group concerning those 3 regions. They call them Bemakisi. So the minister come and invite them. So they say, we want to settle issue. I was in Montreal. I get the information that your people get in Liberia and collected all materials. But I don't come here as minister. I came here as family. How best we can see to settle this matter. So the minister said, I said, okay, let's go to the site. People can go and view the site. So all of us went to the site. The minister showed them the place, the view. According to their statement, they said that they knew anything about it. But anything, the majority that peacefully, at least they can go and send the message to their superintendent in Gegedu.
okay.
So in doing so, they go and send the message to them.
So okay. Understand.
Okay.
So let me just ask you as
Cyrus, I know your boy we can see you. So welcome to BKS Heat Hour here. This is BKS TV. We usually come on here 8 p.m. Liberia time and also 4 p.m. Eastern time in the U.S. and 3 p.m. Eastern time, the Central time. Those who in Fargo, in Minnesota, and all those areas. So we are back again. We want to say thanks to all of you for sticking here with us. Thank you for following as always. Know there has been a lot of stuff going on around Liberia, a lot of pressing things that have been happening, national issues, foreign policy, things that are happening, the border, things that are also going on, and then we have the suspected homicide. This is a homicide case in Liberia regarding the Samuel Jackson. I mean, the whole country got a lot going on. It's tense, and we pray that God Himself will intervene. We pray for peace. See a lot of people talking about war and stuff. So for those of us who grew up in that during that era of war, when we hear that, it triggers us and it brings up very terrible memory. But we'll be back here again. We have our panelists in the back. We have Cyrus, and I think Siawite is also in the back, and we'll have other guys joining us. So today we will be going into all those major topics, discussing them, national, international, across the board. Again, thanks for following us. We ask that you share, you like, comment, stay engaged. If you have questions, if you want to be part of the show, you can also call to be part of it. Tomorrow we'll be hosting one of our leaders from Liberia, from Nema County, the CNC political leader, Honorable Musa Hassan Belete. He's going to be our guest tomorrow. And we'll have a lot to discuss with him. But in the meantime, tonight is going to be a discussion that has to do with a lot about what we have going on in Liberia at the border and in Liberia legal system and everything. But welcome to the show, Sam.
Thank you. Yo, thank you. It's great to be back. For some reason, I couldn't sleep last night, so I slept. I mean, sleep carried me, and I was kind of sleeping, but
Oh, what happened at the meeting? At the meeting I went to?
no, I woke up. Somebody woke me up from Liberia like 2 a.m. here, so I was
Oh
like,
boy, yeah. You had to go back to sleep.
so when I sleep, man, when I wake up like that, hard for me to go back to sleep. So, but anyway, it's great to be back to talk to our people. We want to welcome our listeners and viewers around the globe, and yeah, like you rightfully put it, there's a lot of stuff happening in our country, and we just hope and pray that the least thing we'll think about now in our life is war. Liberia would not need that. Which we got war around the country, I mean around the world, and things price going up. Gas prices skyrocketing at this point. So I see Liberian people posting all kind of nonsense. I mean, this is the thing. When war comes to Liberia, I mean, it's not going to say sedition here, unity party here, ANC here. So people in Liberia sometimes are just, I always say there's no love for country. We need to have love for country and patriotism, because this is our piece of land. Whether or not you like the president or not, listen, Joseph Baga will go, Liberia will still be there. Those who came before us, they are gone, and Liberia is still there. But for them to be posting all kinds of nonsense, it's just something I don't get. But I hope and pray, pray that our country, all the tension will go down, and Guinea president will realize that this is not a time for war. It's good to live in peace. But it's great to be back and to talk to our people. Secretary, you get it.
Yeah, so the week coming, when I listen to this, when I follow all the turn of event today, only one person in my heart was just going to. I said, yeah, tonight I want to hear Cyrus take on everything that happened. But I think we will spend a lot of time on this issue because it's very important. There are different perceptions, different things happening now. Social media, as Cyrus said, what happened before? What happened before? That was before social media. Now you have social media also being an active part of this. We made a post when we were on air last night when someone broke the news to me, and we were trying to authenticate it before we could post it. But we shared it last night. So when we made that post, about 80% of the people who commented on that post, who liked that post, who are engaging with that post, they are from Guinea. They do it in French. So Facebook allows you to type, and then the AI thing, the logarithm thing can help, translate it for you. So Sarah I will try to put in our group chat there. When you have time, just go through. You'll see the reaction from the Guineans on our post. So yeah, it's very involved. It's very interesting, and I think we all have to discuss it, especially for some of us that have that terrible experience when it comes to war. But Charity, over to you. What's on your mind before we go into this topic deeply?
Yeah, good evening, CEO and Mr. Badier. I mean, nothing much like you guys have put it to the public. I think the training issue in our country right now is about the Ebola saga and that of the Samuel Jackson case that is training everywhere. I think that's the major thing we have, the major and training topics we have in Liberia. So, I follow series of posts and comments around. Tell the viewers, yeah. So I follow the training conversation. People are having diverse view as to what is unfolding. The president is heading to Guinea. Why is he heading? For me, in my mind, actually, to be frank, what we need right now in our region is peace. So I understand the nature where people feel that it's provoking that the army crossed to Liberia and the Guinean army crossed to Liberia and there are other situations in the place. So our president going there. For us, we are not on the table, so we don't know what are those diplomatic conversations that are being held in the corner. What level have they reached, and all of that. So that's why for me, my point of reason is we Liberians would need to be a little careful on how we approach some of these things because I mean every government, every administration got their own way of addressing unfolding situation because the remedy of what is happening is just major conversation regarding peace. I don't care how Joe Boaka or whosoever move in to what extent at the end of the day there will still be a roundtable conversation. But people who also say the meeting should have not been done in Guinea, they are also right because with what happened to the border the last time, I think they are making some point. It should have been on a neutral ground. Some are saying maybe Ariko, Senegal, and what have you. They are also making a point too. But on the overall, what we need is just peace because Guinea, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, those are countries we have a very strong tie with. So going to such a confrontation with them, I think it's unfortunate. So what we need is just peace, and we hope and pray that as a president go there, and I listen to other people saying, "Oh, the president should have reported to ECOWAS." But man, you got the ECOWAS the current head of state for ECOWAS is also going to the meeting. So who you represent ECOWAS as well? What is training in the region? I think they are aware. But all for me, in my mind, what I know is the judgment of the presidency. We as laymen, we see it the other way, but they at the top, they got their own understanding of the diplomatic conversation. That's where I can stop for now.
What we need to take a step back and analyze the whole mission, the purpose, the reason behind the thing that is happening from the broader standpoint. I know it's emotional, it's disrespectful for a different country to come and across the border and plant that flag in another country. You are disrespecting our sovereignty. And I think all Liberians should put politics aside and try to defend this government to the letter. Go out to defend our president, support our president, and one Liberia when it comes to this. When it comes to any nation that try to invade our property, you cannot disrespect us or overlook us because you feel that you got army. But here's where's what I also come into. So this guy who's in Guinea there, you look at his history, how he came to power, his background. What's the economic like in Guinea? What's his political strength? What's his relationship with the rest of the public? How does he stand politically? So is he using this Guinea border thing to gain favor from the people of Guinea? How is his stand right now among them? So when you look at it, I was reading some things. There was I think it was a Guinean guy who wrote, the man has no real good control of the country economy, job, unemployment, everything. So he's looking for ways to be able to distract the people from the real issue. My old mind can say, there's this parable that says when you're in the bathroom and somebody jump there and grab your clothes and the wrong with it, you just don't jump out naked and follow the person to go get your clothes back. You have to stay there and then make sure you got clothes on before you jump out. So this is the same case here. I see it as provocation. The Guinean president has no right to send military people over there in terms of trying to plant their flag in Liberia across the border. That was disrespectful. I think it's wrong. Now, that being said, I also believe that the president is doing the right thing. He's showing maturity. He's showing, that's what leaders are for, right? We put leaders over there. You get to know a true leader during times like this, right? How do you handle pressure? How do you handle situation like this? The old man's an older man, you know. He's showing his experience by negotiate by going over there to talk and try to calm things down. War is not good. Nobody wants war. I don't care what happens. No, there's no winner when it comes to war. So I think the president is doing the right thing, and I think all Liberians, regardless of where you're from, your political affiliation, we all should go behind the president, support him, and then when this is said and done, then we can go back to our politicking. But for now, I think President Boakai is doing extremely well. He's handling the way it's supposed to be handled from a diplomatic standpoint. Now,
But CEO to add to you, right? Before we even move on, right?
mm,
Some of the people argument, are following this morning when I replay, some of our sister radio stations. Some of the argument was, um, Liberia is on the United Nations Article Security Council, so by that we needed to report Guinea, to UN and all of that. But I'm not a student of international relations anyway. But from what I do see in diplomacy, I think the first engagement, I think this is the
yeah,
role that the president is playing. Sometimes that's what I was saying, because we have three regional bodies in Africa that Liberia is part of. We got a MRU, we got a we got a we got a MRU, we got ECOWAS, and we got AU. So I feel that the first approach is with MRU, because those three countries, I think, going together to know the real meat of the conversation, like you said, and what they remedy, what can they find solution to them, of course. But they saying other people are saying we should move directly to UN. UN is a global body. What land border dispute, we are not reached to that level. So, like you put it, that's the best way. The rule of engagement, you engage the stakeholders that are around. I mean, like you said, I'm sorry to use this word. The junta leaders then at some point when they are losing control of certain things, they want to distract. But that thing is just a common thing. When I saw yesterday, giving instruction to the army, and that's dangerous for our region. That's dangerous. Ordering the army to move to all other border point, I think that is very, very. And I know that he live in the West and taking over, in Guinea, and the way he took over. And at this point, we need our region to be peaceful. So I just wanted to say, and with that point that the president approach right now, I think he's engaging, and he being the older person, mind you, Liberia role on the UN is to maintain peace, and not just for West Africa, not just for Africa, but the global community, because Liberia is not just representing Africa, but now we made decision for the global body. That's why we are non-permanent member now. So those are engagement, and that make us a very responsible country at this point. So if we cannot play that role, and mind you, Liberia is one of the oldest, in fact, the oldest nation in Africa. So we give birth to most of these people. So we don't play the fatherly role and then what role. So I just would laugh at some of the comments today, but in all fairness, sometimes it's good to play fool and gain wisdom. That's what I would say.
yeah. Before I go to Sarah, you can't blame them for saying that. It's just like you in your house, somebody enter your house and decide to act crazy on you in your house. Your first reaction is to go after them. So
I
they are
know.
not technically wrong for that. But your point is exactly where I was going. Because you have the ability to do something, it doesn't mean you should do it right away, right? So we are brothers, we are neighbors. So the president went down there to go hear him out. What happened? What's going on here? How can we resolve this? No, he's the older person. He went down there to go listen to him and see what happened. And then once they try to negotiate, they try to settle this in-house. And if it doesn't work from there, then we can try to pursue the other remedies when it comes to ECOWAS and then United Nations. But because you're on United Nations Council, it doesn't mean you just go there right away. I think it's the right thing he's doing. After this, if it doesn't stop, if it doesn't help, and he decides to do things the other way or maybe not listen to them at all, then we can find means of going to the other higher bodies. But Cyrus, over to you. Here's my point. I was reading today, and I keep saying this. The guy from Guinea, he's using this as a distraction, form of distraction from what happening in his home, in his country, internally. Political, he's trying to show some type of political strength. He's trying to use this border crossing thing, I personally believe, as a distraction to what he really has to deal with from home. He's distracting. He's using it as a huge distraction, I'm glad that the president is not falling for it. It's a bit that he's sending out there for people to fall for, and they are not falling for it. So I think this is the right approach to be able to disarm him diplomatically, and I think the president is doing the right thing. What's your take on the Guinean president intention and motive behind this?
So, let's first of all let's look at this thing though. We got the neighboring tribes like Mano. You got Mano in Liberia. They got Mano in Guinea.
They got Kisi.
You got Pere in Liberia. You got Pere in Guinea. You got Kisi in Liberia. You got Kisi in Guinea. So we are kind of related. So with this, I think I'm not sure what this guy is doing, but for us to see, because President Baga going to Guinea is weak. Listen, to me, peace is an answer. What UN we talking about? The United Nations is no longer United Nations. It's just a blanket place where it had lost its stakes and values as we speak. What United Nations has to do now? United Nations has lost its taste and values. To depend on the United Nations and say, United Nations, what can they do? What happening around the globe? What United Nations is doing about it? So if we depending on United Nations, we depend on the broken state at this point. The organization is being broken down. So I think that Joseph Boakai is taking the right steps and making a good decision. Sometimes people will provoke people, but you can't go right there and say, because the guy did this, let me go and send troops to go to Guinea to go fight. And I understand where these people coming from with all these things, because at the end of the day, we are fed. Right now in Liberia, gas prices are going up. Right here in the United States, gas price is climbing up. So if you say, let's take it this way. War is in Ukraine and Russia, right? War is in Israel, with America, with Iran at this point. Then, African country, South Sudan, they are the civil war. War is everywhere. Then Guinea and Liberia, Guinea and Sierra Leone. Where are we getting salt from? Africa will now allow us to go down there again. Ain't nobody gonna go to Africa again. They're not gonna give up. They already go.
You wanna go down there?
They were not going to allow you to go down there. The Ghanaian people were the Liberian, like Ghanaian will go. So sometimes Liberian people see us. The patriotism is missing. I always say this: in our planning country, what is valuable to us is our country. What is valuable to us is our patriotism. You see the plebeians writing bullshit craps. What are you writing about your own president? At the end of the day, politics, sometimes, do they really understand what they call politics? Politics can be done in your own country at least, but when your president goes out in this kind of issue to discuss, then you there, Joseph Boakai had nothing. Joseph, come on, man. At the end of the day, he is our president of the Republic of Liberia. You will not agree with him, You might not like him. You might not have voted for him. But at the end of the day, he's still a president for the country. Wait for your time. When your time comes, I did not vote for Joseph Boakai, but he's the president of the Republic of Liberia. I didn't campaign for him, but he's the president of all of us. And let's hold our patriotism to our country. That's what matters here, CEO. I've seen people writing all this nonsense. What are these things for? Let's respect our leaders. No matter how we disagree with him, that so-called democracy, so-called loose society we have, we need to put our acts together. It's not everything you will treat your president like nobody. You see Ghana, you see Nigeria, man, oh God, I'm going to Nigeria, because they love their country. Where is the ECOWAS now we're talking about? ECOWAS is broken down as well. You got war in Nigeria, Boko Haram, and all the insurgent group is disturbing in Nigeria. The Nigeria that they refer to as a giant of Africa. The giant now is no longer giant. You got war in Burkina Faso. You got war in Mali. You got war in Niger. What do we want as a piece of land that we have now? To go to war with Guinea? Where are we going to trade? How are we going to get money to buy salt? How are we going to get money to buy pepper? How do we even going to go to work? So I think President Boakai, whether you like it or not, the decision he took is an outstanding decision. I love it because at the end of the day, without the presidency title, he's also an elderly man. He's been that guy that's just a young guy. Maybe he's been power drawn. By going there, he could tell him, hey, yo, young man, this is not how we're supposed to live. Let's live side by side. And first of all, there is a Mana Rural Union meeting. I think they can also have a good relationship. My Rural Union has been around, even though we are not been active, but at the end of the day, we are still friends, brothers, and sisters around in neighbor. People cross Ganta right there. By the time you cross that bridge, you're in Guinea. So when we fight, where are we going? Okay, let's take, for example, to quickly here, to leave Ganter, to go to Zedekoli, how long it would take you to get there? For people right there to cross that bridge and get to Ganter, who the war will affect? It will affect us more because those guys can cross right there and get to Ganter and destroy things and go right away, versus we're going all the way. Liberians, we need to learn lesson. We don't need war. If you guys are waiting for war to come, we don't need that. Let's respect our country, respect our leader. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't need war. Nobody, I don't think anybody in Liberia wants war. We don't need war. Everybody wants to live in peace. And we encourage the approach that the president is taking. We think that's the best thing. That's the way forward. Nobody wants war. When it comes to war, there's no winner. We can even see the great United States right now. What's happening in the Middle East is completely different. That's the war superpower. Now, with all that being said, while it's true that we want diplomacy, we don't want war, we also have to call spade a spade. We also you don't want to just say we don't want war and then you have this guy over there picking at you all the time. No, it's what makes man shame makes him mad, right? So I believe the leader of Guinea is overstepping his boundary. I think he's overdoing things. We as country, regardless of our military strength, regardless of the disadvantage we have when it comes to military might as it stands right now, I still believe we also have the right to speak out. We also have the right to call him to order. Back to my point that I made earlier, I think this guy, no, sorry, you got to remember now, in 2021, the guy came to power by coup d'etat in 2021. right? When he took over, he promised a smooth transition. He promised there was going to be election. He promised that you were going to transition power and there's going to be election. That's 2021. We're in 2026. People from other political parties within Guinea, other political parties have been complaining. Guess what? He's been shifting the goalposts in the middle of the game. He's been moving the election time here. He's been shifting things here and there, and the whole transition has been slowly done.
Make a correction. He has conducted election. He won almost 80% of the vote. Like Chad said that day.
So you call that real true election?
Well,
right.
So leader now.
So I don't consider that election. So, but anyway, so he's facing internal pressure within Guinea. So guess what? When you come up and you rally country and you talk about sovereignty, protecting our sovereignty, and there's going to be no inch of our land that will be taken. Everybody from that country will rally around you for that. So that's the game he's playing. I still think that he needs to be told the right thing in as much as we want peace, but diplomacy doesn't mean that we should be quiet. Now, let me transition to another point, and I'm going to share that with all of us here. I also think that our country, Liberia, our leaders, the lawmakers, every one of them, I think they need to step up now. When they are passing that heavy budget going forward, they need to take security seriously. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to war. It doesn't mean that we are doing anything, but you cannot have a nation that's soft when it comes to security. We need to beef up our military. Every country has military. We have to have a really good, vibrant, strong military in this country to protect the country when it comes to the border security, when it comes to anything, or when it comes to even things like this that you don't even expect in the future. If Liberia had really good military force and real vibrant military, I don't think this guy will be doing what he's doing, right? So I think this should be a lesson learned. While we try to resolve this diplomatically, I still believe our leaders, after this, they should put a lot of resources. We should beef up. We should pump up the budget for our military. We should be able to recruit more. We should be able to relax the restriction when it comes to getting to the military. We should enforce the teaching of ROTC in high school. We should modernize our military. We should encourage young people to join the military, and when they join, it should be a career, just like other modern countries, civilized countries, developed countries do, where people go into the military, they make the military to be a career for life. So I think we should do that. After this, it should be something that everybody reinforces. Now, I got a number, man. The money that they are paying our military people, I'll try to something here, is terrible, very, very terrible. You can't have military people that are supposed to protect our nation, protect us, making peanuts. Nothing. Zero to nothing. And you expect these people to be happy to be able to protect this country. I think our people, our leaders, those that are responsible for passing budget and allotting budget for military. I think this is going to send a signal to all of them. And after this, I urge them to take a look back and say, you know what, we need to beef up our military for future. So so CRT, I think we talk about that a little bit when it comes to beefing up the security, our borders, and things like that. What's your say? What do you think our people should do? Should we still stick with the 2000s army that was trained by the U.S. military and just say, okay, we're afraid of our military size being increased for the fear of potential coup, or we should try to encourage others to join and beef up our military?
So, before I make comment on that, the last time when I talked about beefing up the military, I want to know, because when you say the reason why they are keeping our troop at that level is because of what we went through during the war and the
Yeah.
too many, coup around the region. But I wanted to know whether it was a United Nations, agreement, or I don't know from what point that decision was made because I'm not really read about that.
I'll try to get the source for that and then and
Yeah, because the reason why I'm asking is even if you do the ratio right now to our army, 2,000 police office, 2,000 military to to 5 point some more million human being. I mean, is very, very, very much. I mean, less with the kind of population we got right now. But if that's the case, then I think there need to be reverse of that treaty or that law, to beef up the military. There are a lot of people who got passion to join the military, more patriotic citizens. But at this point, to have our military just in 2000, I think we need to work. The government need to step up. But with like what you said regarding the guy in Guinea, I think you put it right. But they say when somebody is in a bathroom, when my man, you are taken by a my man take your clothes, you run, you don't run beyond that person.
right.
So what I'm trying to say is, at this point, our thinking now, regardless of all having a small size of the military, I think not solely because of the size is taking advantage of it. Mind you, we are not boasting, but with the little size we got the tree, I think it's now who how we call it they are going to raise is to protect our territory at that point. But we don't want to go to that. But I think there is a fresh engagement because I think there's a fresh engagement, it's the first time. So once that engagement is made, positions have been made, engagement have been made, and there's maybe no common ground there, of course. But there's no one will sit down for somebody to just war raw. I mean, the colonial period CEO is over now. Mind you, it was before during the colonial period. Liberia was then because we didn't really have colonial master. I mean, people who are doing it, they're doing it out of favor. So people who had a colonial master like Ivory Coast, Guinea, Sierra Leone, are the British, the French, at least they have that capacity to do what they did. But now we are not in colonial time anymore. Now we are a full, everyone are they are all full sovereign nations. So if you will leave your place and come to someone place to humble them about the land or whatsoever, I think the approach at this point is good. But the approach by the president when I saw it yesterday giving flair to I don't know what was the real meaning of that. I don't still understand that. I don't know. They say that go to every border point where our boundary and put our flag there. I don't know what was that. I don't still understand. Maybe DK will tell us what was that, but I still yeah.
I think what you were trying to portray there was, how the Liberians went back and put our flag there. So he was telling them basically, y'all go take it out and go put our flag where it belongs.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
Because,
anywhere.
because the deployment, as I understood, the deployment is not only unique to the border right there. I think it had to do with Sierra Leone and other countries too
Yeah.
surrounding there. So if you as head of state giving those kind of terrible, go ahead to the military is troubling. It's troubling. But I don't think our government will sit down for the Guinean head of state or authority to, override whatsoever, I mean, territorial entry that we got, I don't think it's possible. So I think the decision for now, that's the first approach. So it's good. Yeah. So DK, I hear you. CEO was not.
So yes, why I think diplomacy like the Liberian government and the Sierra Leonean government are doing is key. I think the Guinean president, because he feel he's a military ruler, he came through coup d'etat and he feel is everything. My common example to him is Charles Taylor. You can't know why you will be in West Africa there like Guinea and you make everybody your enemy. Hey, you Charles Taylor did that. They only see the Atlantic Ocean with Charles Taylor, only best friend, and Charles Taylor did not survive. And when the war is within, and when you're having crisis within your own territory, it's different. But so for instance, you want to fight Liberia, you want to fight Guinea and Sierra Leone, you want to fight Africa. So is that what Guinea want? To be fair, Guinea want to fight 3 nations that border them, 3 to 5 nations that border them to survive. To really be friend with nonsense they were displaying yesterday. Let's say Liberia may not have a military capacity. But when Liberia had a civil crisis, well, the Guinean government and the US government in power with, I think, $1 or $2 billion to restructure the army. That money was for land to prepare to come and overtake Charles Taylor. So is he not reading history or what? I don't just get why he want to achieve, to be frank. Because this is not only about Liberia. It's just that Liberia youth took action and they blew it up. They brought it to the attention of a lot of people, including the international community. But their first attempt was with Sierra Leone. The first place they did that nonsense was with the border between them and Sierra Leone. So Liberia is not only the victim of that nonsense they're doing. So I just strongly feel the nonsense he want to do, he can't survive it. To be frank, whether he want to go physical, Guinea can't find all the nations around Guinea to survive. Meaning you have to your military capacity has to be the Israel. Yeah.
The man called Israel, then he got frozen. So I think I have to agree with DK. We don't want war. Fighting says not even nobody even thinking about fighting now. So he should just try to keep his thing within in Guinea there and do what he's supposed to do there, but stay away from other people. Cyrus, to your point about election. So the man did that election thing. They passed the referendum for he to run and then extend his tenure for 7 years, 89%. And then when he had election last year, or whatever we call election, he had most of the opposition were in exile. There were several major political parties that he dissolved, and they had that kangaroo thing he called election, but to me it's not even election, so I don't consider it election. But overall, I think is a sad thing that he's doing, but I have to stick to my point. He's using this as a distraction to distract people from what he has going on in his country. But DK, finish up your thought.
Sorry, when I get home, my internet can be connecting with the home internet, so you have to yeah. So yes, I just feel they need to keep engaging him, but like I made a reference to Charles Taylor, people who come through power through the gun, they feel the gun will take them anyway. It doesn't. He need to ask military leader around Africa how their story ended. Nobody had to. He want to overrun Liberia and Sierra Leone, and he think when he does that, Africa will feel like, oh yeah, we are safe. Or other places that border Guinea will feel that, oh yeah, the Guinean soldier just decided to run on Liberia border and they came they did shooting, someone died, they did it in Sierra Leone and someone died. So all the other people will sit and fold their hand to watch Guinea. And I think to be frank, I don't know how to describe him. I think he's very silly to think the way he's thinking. To be frank, I don't know who advising him to do what he's doing, but it's silly. In fact, Liberia did not deploy on time until citizens in our area took a challenge his soldiers. So a citizen can challenge a soldier and chase them out of the place with their bare hand. And you think when you bring equipment, I just feel to me he's crazy. That's the only comment I think I have for him. Nothing other than that. Because the whole thing with the Liberian border recently is not only with Liberia. Sierra Leone have been having similar issue with him. So I think that's just my feeling. If he wants to fight two nations, then he go ahead. We can't tell him what to do, but if he wants to fight Liberia and Sierra Leone, then he go ahead. Africa will sit and watch. All the other countries that are bordering Guinea will sit and watch.
Yeah, but he can't even do that. I saw something today from was it McGill about the our former president reach out to.
Don't elevate that nonsense.
And I found out the conversation, man.
Yeah, don't elevate that nonsense because we are a president. Look, the Israel, US, and Ukraine war.
Mm-hmm.
The entire war is focusing on that.
Right.
The French everywhere is focusing on how to handle that war so that economy and everything around the world to start working. Then somebody said that and say, Joe, we are called Macron. You think we are called to Macron now and what is happening between US and Israel? You think it's important to Macron? That's very silly. Yeah, those guys are just silly. That, to be frank, as world leaders, and especially European leaders today, to say what really on the agenda that they want to address today. It's a war in Iran. And somebody can say that and say, oh, John, we are called Macron. Okay. So John, we are called Macron. So what? Is that why on Macron agenda now? Meaning John, we are engaging France. It's more powerful. Engagement with France government is more powerful than engaging the Guinean authority. So France will just say that here and say, but they don't know that Guinea had chased most of the French company from Guinea. That's why I say we don't have to elevate that nonsense. There are other platforms need to elevate Macron and his nonsense. That distraction, good. Don't go there with it.
So, that why message we should not talk about it. I think that's a backdoor diplomacy. There's nothing.
But CEO, what backdoor diplomacy? The first thing is, I even choose not to even talk about that. What is happening to our country, I think, is just illiteracy, right? That's illiteracy. Because you have a sitting president. So let's assume that they hold a conversation as it is, that even the former president called. Mm-hmm. On what background, in what capacity is he calling? Look, what's happening when it reached to this point? Before coming to that point, let me just give you one example, right? The last time when President Sirleaf was invited at the legislature, I think what the reason she was invited is to share her experience. And she went there and she provided some insight on her administration and what have you. In serious society, what happens is ex-presidents in this kind of situation, they go to they move to the current president. He replaced phone call from vice versa to find remedy to this situation based on the experience. So if you say that in Jamaica research, say you place call to French president to do in what capacity? In what capacity? Is he a president? You know, these things are even, I don't know, people who do your law enforcement or whatsoever. I don't know, is it equal to treason or what have you? Because you got sitting president, then is it a man call? So if Macron, even if he call Macron now to intervene into Liberia problem, will Macron go straight to him and say, oh, can they have a diplomatic conversation? Now, even now, if he had good mind to implement such idea that is so good for Liberia, I think he should engage the president foreign team and the defense ministry, or even the president, call him and drive to his house and say, oh man, what can we do as stakeholders? He's an ex-president, but you say that in your own country, you're not even speaking to the man who is president. You're not placing call, or you're not reaching, even forming a relationship with him. Then you say you call in France. Is that a priority right now for? So what is happening? What Joe Baka is doing now is the approach that the Liberian people need, because he's going to head of state. They are having head of state conversation. Look, CEO, you already brought this thing out, right? I saw two lawmakers. One, Senator Snow, and that of what's name, Marvin Cole. Look, it's a mockery. Our country, the way it's proceeding, if we continue the way we managing the country, the way they are managing the country, people, it will just be a mere bluff. Senator Snow, he boasts as one of the lawmakers that are still on ECOWAS Parliament. Today, I think his role is on peace, security, and political. I know why I'm not too okay with that. We got serious conversation in the country, and that should be one of his roles, where he would do a communication now stating a regional threat to other countries. But today it is Liberia. When our other country, we went for peace conversation, so the threat to this one, you sit down on radio and say it. But it is Liberia's situation today. He's sitting in Liberia, taking AR photo and posting it that the president ready. That is a mockery. Then you see where he named from Bonkante too, and posting that it is time for Bob Naked now to go to the Guinea Bowler. I mean, all of these things, it show how our leaders, some of our leaders, are actually not ready. They just there maybe to just amass wealth, but it's unfortunate. And this kind of conversation, for me, I don't even want to go to it, because at this point in time, if it was a major conversation right now, to conclude, CEO, if we had any serious epidemic in the country, who will we be calling to share the experience right now? Madam Sally, because you were doing or tenure, you had the worst and deadliest degree disease and epidemic in our country. I think it was what?
Ebola.
So when crisis of such nature arises, that's when leaders, compare notes to see how we can find remedy to that. But you see those guys posting, President, we are called Macron. I mean, to me, they're just a little challenge to me. President, we are called Macron to do what? So it's challenge. I don't, yeah.
So I have a different take on it.
Okay.
Sorry, before you come in there, here's my take. So we are the former president. He's the former president. Now we also have a sitting president. Mm-hmm. We have the foreign minister and we have the defense minister, like you said. So they are the ones who are in charge of any form of diplomacy. Anything when it comes to diplomacy, they're supposed to be the one doing that. Now, if President Weah wanted to help in any way or do it, he has to be coordinating with the current leadership, the foreign minister, and the president, going through them, through any type of negotiation or any type of help that he can give. Now, if he goes, they got something they call back channeling or back channeling diplomacy. He got a relationship with Macron. He stayed long in France. He's the former president of Liberia. France has direct connection with Guinea. So, for example, if he takes phone and call Macron and say, Macron, man, this thing is going on here. It's not good for the countries that are here. I think that's something that you guys should look into. Backdoor. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Here's what I have issue with. I have issue with the fact that McGill, was it McGill? Who announced it? McGill, right? Yeah, I have issue with him coming on social media, announcing it. Then it becomes conflicting because it can be conflicting where you have the current leadership trying to put things under control instead of you going through with them, working with them, and you coming on social media and say they will have issue with. But as far as the former president reaching out to his friend Macron, who's a world leader and who has connection with,
So CEO are coming right there. So he reaching out in what capacity now?
I just stated, he's the former president of Liberia.
Okay.
And he's a winner. He's the former president of Liberia. He's a friend of Macron. Both of them, they are friends.
Granted.
And also, France has serious relationship with Guinea.
Granted.
So that's his capacity. But that's behind the scene, though.
Yeah. So before, I think Sarah's already coming, right?
Yeah, Sarah's coming.
For me, my point, I mean, the backdoor channel is now an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can help Liberia as a patriotic citizen and whatsoever, right? Meaning as former president, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
You have the government right there.
Right.
What conversation since this thing happened? What conversation they have had with the current leadership? Okay, you are not had any conversation with the current leadership.
We don't know. We don't know.
I say I stand to be corrected because we know Liberia, how everything is, even on Facebook or on social media and radio. So yeah, that not being done. So if he had a mind of even doing a backdoor conversation, why you have the current leadership, why is role right now in what is happening now? So for me, I just feel that McGill then maybe they want to create some Facebook show and what have you, but I don't think it's even necessary. McGill there, if he's sitting there in his county and someone, a former, maybe the old man they call Clarice Jar, go there and start to play score on behalf of the people of Margibi. Sometimes when they are doing things, I don't know what thinking can come. What thinking backdoor diplomacy CEO is good, but who doing the backdoor diplomacy for whom? Are you doing it? So at the end of the day, even they assume that you will call and then Macron maybe have to play certain role. Is he the one who will go on it? He will not be the one to represent Liberia either. So even if the president wants to do that, he will do a communication for president. We have to represent the people of Liberia, like what they did during the UN Security Council conversation. So some of these things, I don't think they are even knowledgeable to that.
Yeah, I agree with you. We are saying the same thing. We are all saying the same thing. I think it should go through the current president, the current leadership. They are in charge of any formal public diplomacy. That's a no-go zone. That's actually how it's supposed to be done. We don't know, like you said, stand to be corrected. We don't know if he has communicated with them in any way, shape, or form. So we can't really say that. So here's what I do know. I do know that behind the same diplomacy, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not illegal. It's not wrong, especially in his capacity with his connection. My man, we're talking about tension, huge thing that happened over there. So as the son of the soil, former president, if he reaches out to his friends, say, "My man, this is happening. Well, man, what's up? Can you do anything about it?" That's fine. But my issue is coming on social media and then the way in which it was announced. I think it was a little out off the record. But for the former president himself doing it, I don't see anything wrong with it. Because he himself has not come on to say anything about it. That McGill said anything. So Cyrus, over to you. What's your take on that?
It's laughable. Let's first of all acknowledge that UN, it's a good news for Liberia that UN Resolution 228, 2288, the restriction embargo on Liberia was terminated in 2016. So at this point, Liberia should have the opportunity to increase the defense budget, so we can buy more Armor 10, Armor Vigors. So there's no more arm embargo on Liberia, restriction on Liberia. As for what I read here, Resolution 2288, 2016 was terminated. The restriction was lifted. So that's a good thing. So at this point, this is a lesson learned for us. I think that instead of representatives and senators going to work for 2 days and making $15,000, that money we can put more into defense and purchase more armor vehicle, and if possible, we can even put in for drone, because remember now, we are in an era where security is at stake. This era we're in, CEO, is a tough era now for the world. We need to pump into our defense. We need more money into our defense. We need more recruit. Liberia, the numbers way back, we had a little bit of military numbers that was good, but since we downside our security, military, it's about time we build our military again. According to some sources, they say Liberia, we are 5.6 million people, but which I think we are more than that. I think we should be around 8 point some more million now. I'm thinking here, I'm not sure, but I think Liberia, the numbers is increasing. We need to do more recruit. Almost most of the boys on the motorbike, we can do more recruit, and then we put money into the military, pay those boys well, instead of representative, the law they're making, sometimes we don't even see to be making more money, taking those stealing money, they call it, what they call it, something called, they're taking this heavy money to do what? They go to work 2 days a week. 2 days a week. Who goes to work 2 days a week and make that kind of the bastard money? How disastrous our country is. And then they will sit down there, because the Margaret Snow and all the making out of themselves today is because of the way the country is looking. Who goes to work 2 days a week and make that money? So I would be glad to go to work 2 days a week and make $4,000 set. Wow. Now I can't even do 4,000 set. Maybe 1,000 set. 2 days a week only. But they're there making mockery out of themselves. So at least there should be a lesson learned for Liberia. We need to put money into the defense now. So at least the restriction has been lifted. Resolution 2288 was terminated that particular arm embargo on Liberia in 2016. So let's move to the Margaret. Listen, these seditions, they do something for where to look stupid. How can you sit down and just come up with some, I always refer to this as a mental slavery. How can you sit down and say, we are called Macron and say, see you as a Margaret too. President Weah is a decent guy, very decent guy, but his follower making look stupid all the time. Whatever they came up with today, it was just a nonsense talk. You have the president of the Republic of Liberia, you got a foreign minister who can negotiate. Then President Weah was just sit there and call Macron and say, my man, call your, and by the way, France does not control Guinea like it used to be. France cannot even call Guinea and say, stop it ready. Start doing that. What are you doing? That guy there, even though Guinea is a French colony, but a lot of things have changed in Guinea. Sometimes, what they want to do to show to the public is that they want to show to the public that President Weah is connected. So therefore, he can sit down and call Macron. See, it doesn't work that way. Every diplomatic conversation will go through the sitting president of the Republic of Liberia, and they will have a conversation before things happen. But someone can't get out and say, if you were talking about behind the scene conversation. It doesn't work that way. Behind the scene conversation would have been the foreign minister of Liberia will go maybe call France and say, oh, the embassy, Liberian embassy in France could call the ambassador could call and say, you know what, we need to have a conversation. There are things happening in our country. This is where diplomacy work, but behind the scene, that's what we're talking about. But now, former president saying, I'm calling a friend to say, okay, let's talk diplomacy on Liberia. At this point, his turn is no longer a president of the republic. A friendship call would be friendship call. I don't know whether he connected to Macron like that. Macron was getting 10 million that time when he first started. I don't know whether the 10 million that Macron promised to give to him, whether he received it, that one, he left with them. But again, Melvin Snow, it's shocking to me for me to see him post those kind of things he posted. I respect him because I have seen him to ECOWAS parliament where he usually go from place to place security discussion. But for him to sit down in his own country, he saw this thing coming, and then he posting AI photo, making mockery out of himself. You know, see, these guys sometimes, maybe the hatred for another leader, they may fool out of themselves and make people look at them that they're stupid, they don't know anything. How can you, as a senator of the Republic of Liberia, in this kind of state of the state the country in, they're supposed to even be calling and say, wait a minute, the tension is rising. What can we do? Instead of making mockery out of themselves, posting AI pictures, posting body naked. Oh, Jesus Christ. Our country needs a serious help. I think the Bible says, lack of what? Something my people perish.
For the lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge, my people perish. I think in our country, lack of patriotism in our country is making our people suffer.
Thank you.
They are not displaying the leadership that we need. When it comes to leadership, this is where you see leaders standing together side by side, fighting for their country, making more sense, because at this point, CEO, it's not coming for CDC. It's not coming for Unity Party, nor ANC. If it's a war, it doesn't see CDC, it doesn't see ANC, it doesn't see Unity Party. It sees Liberia. Gunfire, bullets will come for everyone. So they should start making mockery out of themselves and love the country and make sure Liberia will still be there when they are gone. Liberia will still be there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It is an interesting topic. So I think we've exhausted. There's a picture online. I'm trying to authenticate it. The picture has our foreign minister. It has the Guinean president. It has the foreign minister. It has the Sierra Leonean president, and it has our president all standing with plaque. And it looks like everything ended up really nicely. And I'm trying to authenticate that, but it looks authentic. If that's the case, and I'm really grateful. We are happy that that thing was able to be resolved without any further tension. But we should have the breaking news coming up here. But it looks like they have conducted their meeting, and brothers, as always, will be brothers. Family do disagree, but they come together and then do. But our president, being the big head, the older head, in the room, has decided to take this approach. But from every news indication that we are getting, it looks like they had a meeting, and the meeting ended up really nicely. So, DK, you've been following the news. You've been following everything. Today, they did the autopsy for for Mrs. Jackson today. Samuel Jackson and his lawyer did not attend. They were not part of it. They actually wrote a communication saying that the timing was late. The notice was late. It was not something that they were going to be part of, and they never attended. But the pathologist went and did the autopsy, and everything came out today. So I think tomorrow is supposed to be giving their findings, in addition to the 48 hours for him being held at the police station there will be over tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be a big day. What's your take on this one? What do you expect?
Sorry, I'm trying to unmute myself. So before going to the Samuel Jackson stuff, look, let me tell you, before the 2023 election, I think the current VP, Bibola Kun, made a reminder in the Liberian Senate and said, when Akara had that issue with the UL students, and VP Kun at the time, Senator Kun said, hey, you think when anything happens in the country, that people in authority, people can go for? When anything happens in the country, I don't want them because they get decent houses. Nobody can go to West Point to go loot. Nothing in West Point. So that those top official who provoking people, that they want to get PB horses and infants, they get TSTV, they get Starlink and everything on their house with running water. When nothing happening, even common demonstration, when the citizens are mad, that those people can be the target. So they then keep on doing things that they are provoking the common people. So the Samuel Jackson thing, look, I don't know what the police and the investigators in the case, how far they gone with it, but if Samuel have any objection to whatever procedure that was to be performed today, I think they were to hold it. So that, because sometimes, look, having in law enforcement and criminal procedure law and everything going to court, you don't want to do anything here to lose a case that is clear that there's more violations, at least to convict somebody. Your goal in criminal investigation is to convict an offender. You don't do anything here so that when the case go to court, then the perpetrator or who be criminal will be acquitted because of procedural errors. When I say procedural errors, the way in which you conduct the investigation, the way in which you collect the evidence. So if you don't do it through the change of command, then there's issue. Because there's the fruit of the corpus delicti, the body of the crime or something, I think it's called corpus. There is clear that somebody is dead. You are investigating what led to their death. That lady is already at the funeral home. So when there's objection from the lawyers, the best bet is to relax. The accused is already with the security authorities. He's not wrong. He's not somebody. You are already identified the person you are interested in. He's a suspect. The suspect is with you already, that you're going through the investigation. So if that is true that they objected and the government still went ahead to conduct the autopsy, then to me, the case will have issue going forward. Don't forget that the lady who passes away is legally married, was legally married to this accused. So the accused also have right. While it's true that the case now become a state case, you don't want to conduct any any investigation outside of him and his legal representation. Now, the way our law is structured, any investigation done outside of a legal representative is the evidence will not be permissible in court. You don't want to collect evidence that real, then it be challenged in court that the way you collected the evidence was illegal. It violated the criminal procedure law. It violated the accused right. So you want to everything now at this point. I know public sentiment, everything involved, but when you go because of public sentiment, then you lost the case. You don't judge case because of public sentiment. Whatever the public is saying now, the person is not on the run, the person with you. So take your time. The pathology there. When they may say, okay, the letter came to us late. Okay. Tomorrow is the real working day. Today in Liberia is a holiday. Wait for tomorrow. Like the first thing they did when she passed away, that the South African embassy, Isaac Jackson represented everything. Everybody was at the funeral home for the first day, with and follow through the procedures. Sometimes there are people in the police that are investigating those cases. They have relationship with the accused. So sometimes they can just do something in haste. And because that case will leave the police. When you leave the police and go to justice ministry, the people who now have to prosecute it, and then the problem will go against it like you remember the American citizen that they said he nearly killed a girlfriend, that he tried slaughtering that girl and everything. All the public attention was there. But he was acquitted. So those are things that law enforcement and people who are investigating, because from the beginning of the incident, they are the first. When they do all their things and turn it over to the Ministry of Justice. When the Ministry of Justice go now up to the level of the Supreme Court and the case is dismissed, then we say, oh, government used a whole lot of resources on this and they didn't do it properly. So that the only thing I can say, if that case is true, because I saw that letter which was not even written properly, but you can't do anything in the absence of Mr. Jackson and his lawyer when it comes to a toxic or what other investigation they want to do. I think they need to get involved. So those are my initial comment on this. Yes.
Yeah, again, I thought about that. For me, I don't have the legal background, but I really thought about that. So Mr. Jackson's lawyer came out, they wrote the communication earlier today. They said this is what this is, the timing, we don't know the background. They didn't have enough time to check the background of the pathologist to make sure that he's qualified and competent to do the testing. The notice was late and they needed a little bit of time. So, and they also advised that they can't advise if Jackson was going to be there or not. But then later on, I saw that they were doing the pathology, the testing and stuff. So again, I will let the legal people see that, but I thought it was not. I thought they were going to wait on him, or they were trying to have him. So his legal representation was not there. He didn't have any representative there. So I don't know how it's going to play out in the court when it comes to providing evidence and all that. But again, the law enforcement people, they know what they are doing, I guess. So they are, according to them, because journalists asked them from Spoon today, say why this? Because this person is not here and all that. And they say, this case is important. We have to get it going and all that. But I think when you're doing things, you got to do it the right way. If it's not done right, there could be a chance of some type of evidence being thrown out without even having legal background. We've seen that we follow cases. They have always been done. So Cyrus, from your standpoint, you think it was a good thing for them to do it without Mr. Jackson's representative being around?
Well, I know for sure that Gregory Coleman is a very trained police officer, and people who are working with him, they are very trained. So I would not want to comment on that decision maybe it's based on what they think is urgent or what they think is right to do at this time. But the case could go two ways though. Do we need Samuel Jackson and his team and the lawyer present to do autopsy? That is another question. Especially while we're still building our case. Samuel Jackson is a suspect. He has not been officially charged yet. I haven't been following since yesterday, so I'm not sure whether he has been officially charged.
No, he hasn't been charged.
Okay, so the police is still beating on the case. I don't know whether they need his presence to do pathology. Or autopsy testing. That I'm not sure. If that is the case, why they didn't call him or they didn't call his counsel, because there's also something we call delayed tactics in law enforcement. Criminal procedure when it comes to investigation. I think the lawyer too is, the lawyers can do. So it's difficult to say because I'm not sure if it has reached to the point where the lawyer will want to pull hook onto a tacit testing or to delay with it. I am not sure. I'm not sure. I haven't done that type of investigation procedure before, so it's kind of limited when it comes to that particular, especially between the autopsy and pathology coming in to do testing, whether they need a legal counsel. While police still bidding case, that is something that I'm not sure of, and I will need to research. I don't want to sit down here and inform our public something when my knowledge is not to that level. I don't want to misinform our public, but I would check on it. But at this point, I think the police is still bidding on the case. I think they might have right in setting under the law to do that. I'm not sure. I have to double check on it maybe tonight and come up with my finding tomorrow.
Yeah, and even though he's he's a suspect, but also that's his wife, and I'm pretty sure he has some legal rights to that. When it comes to it. I don't again.
Well, at this point, that's his wife. That right is kind of little bit limited while he's a suspect. That right is a little bit limited when it comes to that kind of investigation now. That particular body at this point, it belongs to the state until he can be cleared. Everything that right might not be valid at this point. I'm not sure. I'll have to check.
Okay. Yeah. So I still think tomorrow is going to be a big day. We are hoping to have our team on ground to be able to follow and see where we can get from there. These are our two major topics that we had tonight. Again, thanks to our followers for following. You're watching BKS TV online platform version. We are here. We provide information, update. We talk family, politics, development, leadership. We talk everything when it comes to BKS. We strive for information. We try to disseminate information to our people as much as possible. Feel free to follow our page, like our page, comment. We come on here every day from 4 p.m. Eastern time, the U.S. time, and then 8 p.m. Liberia time to give update. We do also give breaking news and all that. So speaking of breaking news, there's this video that came out on the eMansion website where it has our president, hand in hand with the president of Guinea and Sierra Leone walking out of a meeting, and then the president was heading back. I think that's huge. That's very lovely. There was a point where the president was going away, and then the president of Guinea had to hold the papier hand, bring him back. You see that father and son. Again, we are one family. We are one family. We are neighbors. We have to get together and do things together. These things will happen, but it requires leadership like this to be able to. So let me pray for
Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia.
Yeah, so I'll play one more time then. So that's what
Liberia is flying all the time. Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia.
So Sam, you see, that's exactly what we were talking about before this happened. So it sends a message. It tells you that leader. That's why we elect presidents, right? That's why everybody can be leader or president at the same time. We have one person there, and we have a cool head person like our old man to go and negotiate. Those are things could have gone out of control for just nothing, right? So I think this approach, when we started the show, I think all of us, we all agree that the approach was the best approach. And we don't know the details that came out of it yet, but looking at this picture, it explains everything. It says it says 1,000 words. So you can tell from this picture that you can see father, son, brother, all walking out of a meeting, and you can see that it was something that was very fruitful. And I'm happy to see this because for those of us that grew up during the war, we hate when you hear that war thing. It traumatizes you. I see children, the kids that were born 2001, next to 2001, 2002, the young kids all making jokes out of it. Oh, I come and see my first war. Baby, you're not buying me ice cream before the war start. I know it's all joke and stuff, but we that saw it, we know that it's not something that we even like to talk about. It traumatizes us. It brings back bad memories and terrible things. Hearing the gun sound. You were talking earlier today when you said something about Guinea and Gantai Red Dead. People can come across. It's just terrible. Just to even think about it is a terrible thing. But I'm grateful. I'm happy that this thing happened. Diplomacy took place. Leadership took place. We are brothers, and we will go back and we'll drink our tie together, and we'll move on. Liberia and Ghana, not Ghana, but Guinea, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone. We have a lot in common. So I will turn it over to you. What's your take on that?
So, CEO, body language is important. When you look at that picture, there's a step that they were trying to. There's a little step down there.
Yeah.
They were trying to get down and looking at the old man.
Yeah.
So I think Marabio showed a sign. Then the Guinean president to look at it and grab the papier hand so he can't misstep. Fall.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Again, CEO, sometimes military people who came to power by the way of military, their attitude is different. So the papier, we don't know the result yet, but I think he went there, both of them. And remember now, Marabio is an ECOWAS chair president at this point. So they are going there in peace. They are going there to talk peace. Some people saying why they didn't go to Senegal, why they didn't go to the thing happening in Guinea. So going to Guinea, does it mean why you weak? Does it mean you're scared? No. I don't see it that way. Listen, still, someone can attack you, come to your house and attack you. It depends. You can say, you know what? Let's go and meet him. Why he coming here to do this? You can go to the person and sit with the person and say, hey, I see that you came to my house and, broke into my door. What are you doing there? Does it mean that you don't have the power? So I can say the power in human is peace. You can every war that I sing, most of the war that I sing, it always ends in what? Diplomacy, peace talk. We did it in Liberia. It ends in peace talk. The war in Ukraine might end in peace talk. The one in Iran will end in peace talk. So we don't want war. The young man may be running too fast. He probably doesn't know what he's doing. So it's good President Baka went there. Again, I would tell the Liberian people, whether you like President Joseph Yuma Baka, you don't like him, he is a president of the Republic of Liberia. No doubt about it. One president at a time. Wait for your time. 2029, if you think you can win election, go into the election. When you win, the people in the Republic of Liberia, whether they like you or not, they will honor you as well. Every president have different policies, different procedure, and decision-making and thought process. So the Liberian people can be rejoicing because of a war coming against you. I repeat, Ivory Coast is not ready now to host Liberian people. That one, take it from there. Ghana is not ready to host Liberian people. Where can they go now? If anything like that happens now, where can Liberian people go? We can't go Ghana, we can't go Ivory Coast. So all we can say now is we don't want war. Liberia and Sierra Leone, they have experienced war. Guinea has not. So that's why you see Marabio and Joseph Baka, they went there in peace to have peace. We need to have peace with our neighbor. So I'm a Pan-Africanist. I don't want to see Africans fighting each other. For what reason? There's no need to fight. Yes, those few Soviet king, they closed, they put their stuff up there, and the young boys went there, they took it down. And listen, maybe then I don't see the way people see maybe I would say they just I would say don't know what they're doing. The best way I can put it.
Oh, you mean the boys, the youth?
The Guinean soldier, the piece of the 4 or 5, maybe 6 that came across the border.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
I don't think they got sense of what they're doing. So again, we need to have peace. No matter what they have done, we have to have peace. Joseph Yuma Baka, thank God he went there. I hope that the meeting went well, and nothing. I mean, such a thing will not happen again. Let's live in peace. People leave Ghana, they go buy Zerikori, they go to Zerikori to go buy salt, pepper. I mean, people come from there, they come buy their placebo and all of those things to go in Guinea. So we can't be talking about guns. Again, my message to the Liberian people, especially the sedition, I've been seeing their messages. I don't hate them, but let them try to show some patriotism into their country. It's not everything is politics and stupidity. When things like they happen, oh, Giuseppe got this, Giuseppe, what is it? This is Liberia. This is your country. Regardless, it is our country. Gun doesn't see party. Bullet does not see party. So let them understand that Liberia is our country and will remain there. Those who came before us, they are left, and Liberia will still be there. Let me say quickly to Prince from Berige Campley. Prince birthday was last, I think 2 days ago. He kept posting it. Prince, we want to say happy birthday. I really want to say this, but because the conversation sometimes I can forget. Happy belated birthday to you. I hope you did enjoy your birthday, and you always consistent on this show. Happy birthday to you. I'm coming the day I come to Campley so you can give me some kind of beer to drink.
So yeah, so I'm able to get get a hold of the agreement, what they came up with there. Basically, the countries agreed to resolve their issues through diplomacy, and I think the biggest thing that I see here is they have agreed to respect internationally recognized borders.
I see.
So that, I think that's the biggest part about it. That's the biggest. Then when they do that, there's going to be no noise and things like that. So they agree. It was a small misunderstanding. People went together, had a meeting, and then and talked through the diplomatic means, and this is resolved. So now we can move forward and have these discussions in house, respect each other, let the Kisi people from Lo-Fi and Guinea there continue their marketing stuff they were doing, that trade and all that. I was really worried, to be frank, with all the jokes on social media and things. I was really worried. I did not want this to escalate. We got too much on our hands already, so we don't want any of that. It looks like this Aman guy is coming in, but if he does come in, we'll give him a little bit of time. We can. Aman, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm getting you. Just for me to come here again, Corin, and just left.
No problem. So since we're closing, let me just ask you a few questions, and then you answer, and then we can call it a night. We'll be back tomorrow. Honorability, District 7, representative and political leader of CMC will be our guest tomorrow. So, my man, I know you. I don't know where to start with you, but let's start with the border thing. You can add all together since you're in the dark there. The whole border thing that's going on. What's your take on it? The approach from the current government, and I know you wrote a lot about the Samuel Jackson case. What's your take on it? So I asked that you lump all together because of time and give us your take on all of it.
Yeah, thank you, CEO. You see, some of the things when it comes to national security issues is something that each and have to be very much patriotic about and putting politics aside. That is the side that we have taken. But I strongly am of the strongest convictions that Liberia did not show strength.
The man like going, is in the internet going again.
The man internet going.
CEO, you're getting me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So like we were saying, we are clear that we are of the stronger conviction that Liberia did not show that much strength in diplomacy. While we were on our way to Conakry, you saw Guinea bringing a lot of troops at their border. And it was not just a favor post. As anyone at Guinea border, they are reinforced their security forces at every bullet point of entry. So it's a serious matter when it comes to how you call it, a Guinea and Liberia issue. It's a matter that the country needs to show strength in diplomacy, which we think that the Joseph Boakai administration is not doing, and we are asking them to do, because when it comes to national border security, each and every one of us have to be very much nationalistic about it. But now to the Samuel Jackson issue is where I have so much interest in. We did a video that are going viral, people calling us here and there that have more than 60K views. The police continue to make mistakes The police, under the leadership of Gregory Coleman, continue to make mistakes when it comes to the issue of Samuel Jackson. The autopsy that they did today was to be done in the presence of Samuel Jackson lawyer, a legal representative. That was not done. You saw the police went to the crime scene and the police themselves leaked Samuel Jackson's wife's naked video. That particular scene is a crime scene and every photo and every images from there are classified. Who leaked Samuel Jackson naked video is from the police forensic team. There are a lot of things that when Samuel Jackson leaves from the station, he can sue the Liberia National Police about. And those things are happening in a difficult time for a man who is a cancer survivor, a man who has been given time to live, and he has beaten all of that. What is happening, I'm of the strongest conviction that people have a plan to kill Samuel Jackson, because if Samuel Jackson leaves from Liberia today and enter in South Africa, there will be bullet in his head, and his body will be lying on the street of Stanton or Johannesburg, where he has his property. Because the Africans are desperate, they can go at any length to get at people. These are people who go and look at Liberian Nigerians that they are doing nothing to them and say, you leave our country. They take them from in their apartment, drag them on the street and mock them and kill them. They are very evil set of people in Africa. They don't even believe in African unity. They forget to know that they are independent with Nelson Mandela. Then they get it from Liberia fought for them. They can go look at Liberians, other national in their country who are African, grab them in their estate. They don't do nothing to them. They don't steal. They grab them, mock them, and kill them. This is where you have the highest hate crime in the entire Africa. It is in South Africa. And when it comes to Samuel Jackson, there are other laws, there are other international laws that have to do with it. Because Samuel Jackson is still a U.S. citizen and a veteran of the U.S. Army. Per law of the United States, no veteran or no citizen of the United States can be judged or you can carry on any judicial process with them in any court. You will transfer them to the United States. And that will cause Liberia government, if they just think that they can play politics with Samuel Jackson case in the country, you will get the U.S. government to contend with. What? Samuel Jackson is still alleged they have the very same people who came. This is a system. This is how they push narrative, evil narrative against people. People are sorry, let me be very much clear with you. This is how people push evil narrative. Jefferson Koji was in FOIA when something happened to Musu Gloria Scott House. They sat down in America, those American Liberians, they sat down in America, crafted a narrative that Unity Party force push around here that Jefferson Koji was involved in that death. They took over, they reopened the case, they go into the case, Jefferson Koji was not even in Monserrato. He was not even here. This is how they push evil narrative. They sat down one woman who had decided to present herself as a scientific experiment, wake up and just said on Facebook that Samuel Jackson came, well, he poisoning his wife, all this and that. Y'all know her name. And the story, you people started flying, making that particular post to go viral. The very woman came again with another allegation against, how you call it, a man who is very much afraid of the VP. I don't want to praise the VP before they can say, how you call it, Aman, the woman wake up, she made allegation on VP. It is the woman now that they are insulting. So these are people that push evil narrative, and the narrative against Samuel Jackson, I already done a podcast. I'll be uploading it tomorrow. For some of us, we can make our opinion very clear when it comes to national issues and when it comes to issues that have to do with certain character. It should not be about political reasons. It should not be because Bostock, Gregory Coleman, and Samuel Jackson have long been having an outstanding dispute between both of them. And you should use this means to get at the old man, to put the life of the old man into complete risk as we speak now. Nobody is thinking about the health condition of Samuel Jackson. They are not thinking on how is he feeling. This is the man, this woman is the only joy. This is the only person that brings him joy. He treats her like baby. Of recent, I and Samuel Jackson, I was in town that day. Samuel Jackson called me right to Royal and he said, oh, my picking Amaka, I think I posted that photo on Facebook. People are taking that photo, they say, and I know the interaction with him and wife. He said, my picking the country, Liberia is the only country that people can know you and they just be after your wife. Hey, my beautiful wife, they don't want to give me chance and will laugh about it. At Royal Grand, when he called me, I said, oh, Papi, I just want to drink hot coffee, man. And we sat down, I know how much he loved his wife. He had invited me at his old home. And I know how much he loved his wife. I have seen them interacting. When you look at a woman's past medical history, it is clear that she has been going up, even on plane. Those records are there. But today, Gregor Coleman and Charles Roberts crafted a narrative that indicted Samuel Jackson to be a killer, to be a murderer. And in how you call it, homicide case, you and I, we are in America, you are in America there, and everywhere around the world, we can watch crime video. The police could have been carrying on their investigation without even arresting Samuel Jackson in a homicide case to get more evidence.
What?
But what the police did, the police prematurely rushed on him just to get him behind bar and then transfer him to court tomorrow. Leak a woman nakedness on social media. The woman, the wife of someone, you took their photo, you go on crime scene as a security expert. Every photo taken there is a classified information. What the police do? The police leak those photos have to do with the woman nakedness, the woman private part on social media for Liberian people to see. Is this not cruelty? If this is not cruelty, then I don't know where we can find another cruel human being. This is the country that we are living in. We have a serious national security issue that have to do with the territorial boundary of the country. President Bouaka took oath of office to protect and defend the territorial boundary of Liberia. You have one little boy who's sitting down in Guinea, have crossed over and violated your territorial boundary. What do you do? Without strength, without proving strength in diplomacy, as the mother of Africa, the oldest African republic, Bouaka have gone to Conakry and on his knee. While he is on his knee backing Domoya is deploying army and helicopter, drone, everything at the border. They have seized Liberian businessmen, yellow machine, their generator, and climb on Liberian territory, took those materials and cross to Guinea. We are not getting access to those materials. This is Liberian businessmen. Material being taken to foreign land, violated from on their land. Is the Joseph Bouaka government addressing that? No. But they are after opposition and critical voices. And this is my issue. The issue that have to do with Samuel Jackson, there must be fair and transparent investigation, not bias. But the way the police is proceeding, it is clear that they just want to indict him and jail him for lifetime.
Thank you.
Because, 1 minute, let me conclude on this. Because how can the police call for a autopsy without the representations of Samuel Jackson? Who leaked Samuel Jackson's wife naked video, photo and video to social media when only the police homicide inspector went at that particular place to do photo, to do all of that? Who leaked it? It is the police. So, CEO and other panelists would love to conclude on this. Sorry for coming on late.
No,
It
I
is
got
the
question for you. I got question for
electricity.
you.
It
I
is
got
the
question for you.
electricity that the Unity Party government that they said that they are soft. Every day we are in darkness and heat.
I got a question for you, Mr. Amma. So
Yeah, see you.
I'm glad you're able to make your point. Thanks for making your point there. So back to the Samuel Jackson stuff. You have seen the video where you saw the son of the late A.V. Salif. And he said, you see that one over there? That's Salif there. See that one? We killed a pa during the war. It's a piece of, he used that word. So Samuel Jackson, on tape, on his own live feed, acknowledged and admitted to killing A.V. Jackson during the war. And then he was throwing insult at the man's son. As a son, a human being, someone that is from Liberia, put yourself in that boy's shoes. What's your take on that? What do you think your approach would have been? What's your take on that?
I think it's an unfortunate and sad statement made by him, but I strongly of the convictions that he made those statements under duress. He is not normal. He is abnormal. As we speak, you can look at his medical history and medical record being at that state. Every statement that he made there, he is not normal. He said it under duress and tension. He is a pressure, cancer, and a sugar patient who living the last days of his life because he is already aware that he can go anytime and his only job get missing. So it's a sad and unfortunate statement, but I strongly believe that he made a statement under serious duress and tension that we cannot look at it and take it very serious and genuine and in any court of competent jurisdiction.
Okay, we're not talking about court, but we're talking about in reality. But anyway, thank you so much for coming. I know you came late and Siawete and LEC treating you there. So I know you just managed that. But Siawete, we've been here for 2.5 hours. I know you missed the part where the president, after a dialogue with his counterpart, they are walking down. There's this video from E-Marshall. We just play it, and I can play it for you while you make your parting statement.
But the president went to kneel down, so after kneeling down, he has to show us this video.
CEO, thank you very much.
You gave your parting statement.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry I was a little engaged for a few minutes. We have a state today that is being ruled by an experienced old man. He's now going to watch football for 45 to 60 days. So, he's addressing serious issue in Liberia as we speak. Unlike previous leader who will leave for 45 to 60 days. So, governance is I would say the kind of mature governance exhibited by President Screens to the guys from opposite Lone Star. So when we see them screaming, just for people to listen to them, it's unfortunate. But it's not screens. This is democracy, our people fought for. So when it comes to governance, those guys, they don't understand why it is. So you will see them, if a sitting senator or even take phone to say, we go on a social media official page to say a former president called a sitting president of France. I don't know what go. So all of what my brother just said right now, it just show the limitation of most of the guys. But on the overall CEO, you saw the leadership that was exhibited by the both president. What President Bouaka demonstrated in Guinea is on record. Our children and children to come will read that when such a conflict, a border conflict, occur through the leadership and stewardship of President Bouaka. Today we have a full territorial boundary that is being indicated to those borders. But I don't know what the gentleman was talking about when he said we got serious territorial conflict and the president is not intervening. I don't know what's the word intervention. So maybe sometimes the guys they are reinventing words. That's another thing. Probably they are reinventing words because when you say the president is not doing anything, you see serious thing is happening. The man has boarded plane, left job from Liberia. Serious thing is going on. He say he's not doing anything. So the issue of Samuel Jackson case, he spoke about how the people went to run autopsy. I just in passing listened to the autopsy. I didn't really go through it, but from what I heard was the guy stayed away. Those are tactics. Government is beyond all of these things. What I do know is that the medical report and the examination report will be given. So if they feel, quote unquote, that they were not available, they got all legal right to challenge the result and go to rerun the autopsy. Mind you, the case, as you speak, the gentleman is being put under the police custody for 48 hours, right? So they are working in the confines of the law. So anything that go beyond 48 hours, it is against his constitutional right. So that's why the police and the major law enforcement stakeholders are making sure that he be accorded all due process, right? So if you say, oh, they are not, look, government is beyond all of us. They are the one that control us. That's why they say government next to God in our little word. So if somebody feel that the government will work at the caprices of people who they will want the government to work at a will, then that means disingenuous to themselves. Then they don't understand the nitty-gritty of government. So at this point, the government is doing our work. Government not run by propaganda. That's one thing. Government don't work at people's sentiment. Government work by constitution, by the will. Everything that is being done is done under the confines of the law. This gentleman, the first thing is people even say, oh, the police went slow. He is speaking today only because he supports Samuel Jackson. He's saying, oh, the government, they went right away and arrested Samuel Jackson. No. The government gave St. Jackson all due process, and he's going through a due process. Anything that is going outside the law, that's why he got more than 4 lawyers. He can re-accuse anything that is happening there. So I don't see any misstep from the government. The gentleman is being the first crime the first thing that was done was when he was arrested. They went for questioning 2 times. From there, after the conversation, he will also declare as person of interest. After the previous conversation, they declare him as suspect. They are not convicted him. Neither are they indicted him. The conversation is going on. Pathology report, the forensic team report is what will inform the police. So, these guys, I think they need to read, the panel law, the constitutional law as well. That will also guard them in having such a conversation. You see the reason why he did not speak of President Weah in France? Because he knows it don't make sense. He knows that. He can bring on that argument. See, that's why we say when it comes to this kind of debate, people should put away politics. Let people read our organic structure and know the essence and full essence of governance. Today, I think the guys, why it's so strange to them is this old man is not leaving to go, watch football game, or he's not going to the US, maybe to have fun time, then karaoke and all of that. It's strange to them. For the last 6 years, the guys were used to a president having a long convoy going to Jamaica Resort, enjoying himself, going to Invincible Sport Park. It's strange for them today. So at this point, the Joe Barker government will not run government on the basis of perception sentiment. No, he will run the government on the basis of the constitution and what needs to be done. So all these things that are happening is just a sad distraction of the conversation. But as far as government is concerned, the police, all the law enforcement, and the medical people, they are doing what they ought to do. Because tomorrow, that case, it will be a precedent case as well. That medical report, any result that comes from that place, it will be a judgment for our generation to come. That's what I can say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Again, thanks for following, guys. Tomorrow is going to be a really good show. We hope you guys join us here at 8 p.m. Tomorrow, Liberia time, 4 p.m. Eastern time in the U.S. We'll be hosting Honorable Musa Hassan Belete here tomorrow. We'll be diving deeper into all these conversations. I know he has been vocal about it. He has been writing about it. We'll try to get his take on these things. So, Aman will give you 2 minutes. Close, then give us a parting comment. And our brother Cyrus, who always take us home, will take us home with his national anthem.
Thank you. You know, CEO, that is the democracy that we have. This is why our president will be remembered as Liberia's greatest ever sitting president, even with all the way National Election Commission said that there was a fraud and some foul play in various counties. President Weah willingly accepted, which the United Party, headed by Joseph Boakai, they are even threatening the opposition right now that they cannot accept any result. That thing that Weah did, we accepting 17,000, how you call it, we can never accept that result. If that's why you're thinking about, you're not coming to power now. But let us go to the real cardinal issues. My brother Kimia, Kosiawete Kimia, he refused to speak to the issue of the leak of Samuel Jackson's wife naked video and photo on social media by the police forensic team. You are refused to speak on the issue of that is legal, that a legal representation needed in the autopsy to be standing there in person. You are refused to tell us how secure is our border, because as we speak, you are refused to speak on the issue of a Liberian businessman who yellow machine, who moving equipment, who generators and other material have been taken to that they walk into Foya and took and cross the river with it. You have never spoken on the issue of that businessman to see how to get his material back.
So, cause can I come in 1 minute, please? No, just 2 seconds.
Will you allow me in?
No, I just wanted to inject.
I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget on what I want to say. I'm still in flight.
Go ahead. Let me distract you. Politics.
No, I just want to ask you on something quick.
Yeah, so CEO, you can see how you call it, the deficiency and how difficult it is to background. And you know, when the fact is clearing, it makes it difficult for propagandists like CRT then who carry on all of the false narrative. When Syria war was going on and COVID-19, the whole country was shut down. We have difficulty on petroleum and issues in the country. The people said that it was the weakness and the immaturity of CDC administration. But right now, as we speak, the Hamas trip is being blocked. Right now, people are buying gasoline in Monrovia for 1,200. So imagine people in the interior. Right now, interior part of Liberia, how much are they buying petrol right now? As I speak to you, from Boulevard Junction to Central Monrovia, taxi drivers are charging people 500 LD. As I speak to you, our people cannot go Ganta right now because of petroleum issue. But the government is based on propaganda that it must to extend Liberians should rely petroleum in the country. You cannot lead country with deception and propaganda. You will be good at propaganda when you're in opposition, but when you come to positions, when you come to governance to lead the country, the Unity Party can feel because they can still be in their opposition move and be lying to the Liberian people with deception. And these are the facts that we need to answer. Those people came in 1 year, they said that they finished in 1 to 2 years, they said from today, there will be no electricity issue. They move all around on the very show, on the very platform. The people said, right here, CEO, when I was saying, as I speak to you on the platform, there is a lot of communities that are being scheduled, and the current is rotation. People said, yeah, on the platform that I was lying. In fact, I can't buy current. Even if I'll be brought to the extent I will not be able to buy electricity, people make fun and make mockery out of reality how Liberian people are suffering. Still, as I speak to you right now, people basic commodity for Liberians, goods going out of town is on the increase. So the suffering is increasing in this war that is going on in between Iraq, Israel, and America. It will really demoralize the Unity Party propaganda arm because they will have nothing to tell the Liberian people.
Yo, can I ask my cousin
Because all of the narrative that they push against the CDC and President George Mother, the private sovereign it is coming back at them.
Thank you,
and they want to come up with different narrative.
Thank you. Thank you, Ahmad. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sebute, what's your question? We gotta go to Cyrus.
Yeah, CEO, you know, I was listening to the gentleman there. I don't know, when he said what is happening to our territorial, boundary, the president is not aware, the government is not. I don't know. I wanted to know from him what role he really wants President Bouaka to play at this moment.
Ahmad, you got that question?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm asking you. What
one
role you
minute,
want the
answer
president
that
to play?
question, then we can go to Cyrus.
Yeah. CEO, when we said that President Weah is not leading with strength in diplomacy, President Weah went to Foya today, went to Conakry today. President Bouaka went to Conakry today. But as we speak to you, a Liberian businessman whose equipment was moved from Liberia territory to Guinea territory, those materials have not yet returned. Guinea government have not apologized. Guinea government, after that meeting, Guinea government have not apologized to the Liberian for shooting an innocent unarmed civilian. Guinea government have not apologized. I just checked on their website. They have not apologized to shooting a Liberian on Liberian soil. So I strongly believe that the president is being weak. Why my brother Sarete is not speaking to a Liberian businessman whose equipment have been encroached on by another territory? That is a declaration of war. You come to a Liberia territory, seize a Liberian businessman equipment and take it to your territory. And as you speak, those materials have not returned. The Guinea government have not apologized to shooting a civilian or armed civilian with a sniper rifle. That is inhumane, and it is against the UN Charter. That is against the Geneva Convention. These are the critical issues that when you go into diplomacy, you must address it. And President, we are the 44 years of experience in government that will be seeing this. This is quite unfortunate. We don't expect to see this coming from a Joseph Bouaka that everybody says he is the most experienced man.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. That I will miss you on the show. Thank you so much. Hopefully you come back tomorrow. We'll have a really good show tomorrow with Honorability. Yeah. So Cyrus, it's been a great show. Again, wonderful show. We started and we just finished it up. So as you always do, take us home.
Thank you, CEO. Thank you, my young man. Sometimes I'm not surprised when sedition, they are good at, they were trained to be town quiet. Town quiet, they can just talk. You know how they can do their thing. But you laugh. But CEO, on a serious note, Samuel Jackson case, the Criminal Procedure Law of the Republic of Liberia, Chapter 7.4, it talks about Atase, the witness. But what I haven't seen yet, and I wish I would do more reading, is whether or it didn't say directly that the accused counsel should be present before autopsy is performed, but it also speaks about coroner, medical practitioner should be present, to carry on the autopsy. But I will read more about that law tomorrow and bring it to on the show. It will have some time to dive into it. We'll dive into it. And one thing, I don't want to come on the show and speak blindly on something that I'm not equipped on. I will look at that particular law. But I can tell you, CEO Samuel Jackson, my begin, I must say, Samuel Jackson is a medical patient. He have a medical underlying condition. Yes, we can consider all of these things though, but being a suspect, I think the police is doing the right thing, keeping him under custody until they can do the investigation. If they find it prudent that Samuel Jackson is not, they will free him to go. But at this point, in the homicide, the homicide case, Samuel Jackson has been declared as a suspect, which at this point he cannot even speak to the public. Anything he says will be against him in a court of law. So I hope my begin. I hope the Barbarian do that girl business because you are visiting there. Because you say you are hanging out with the Barbarian too.
Oh God.
Yeah, because the way you talk something like that or listen to you. But anyways, it has been a great show. I think no matter what we say about Joseph Boakai, politically, for me personally, again, my position on the show, I'm an independent and patriotic Liberian. As if it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. I think the role Joseph Boakai plays today is a good thing to do. We do not want war. I don't think sometimes you can argue from the point of weakness. If your weakness is to maintain peace, then it's no longer your weakness. It's your stronger side. So if your weakness is to bring to convey a meeting for the aggressor to succumb, so that is not called a weakness. So you see, when it comes to making a logic, pushing logic, if your weakness is to have an aggressor to succumb by diplomacy and peace talk, so that's not weakness now. That's your stronger side. So I think Joseph Boakai, from the meeting today, from what I saw and from what you were reading to me, I think that Joseph Boakai did well. Again, I will clearly state for the record that Joseph Boakai is the president of the Republic of Liberia, and he's our president. Yet I didn't campaign for him, but at this point I recognize, and the Liberian people recognize him as a president. We should respect that national security is important when it comes to our country. Our country matter, patriotism must prevail. Party will be discussed at the level and at the time and place if necessary. But when it comes to overall Liberia, we should discuss Liberia at a situation like this. We should be able to defend our country, be unified, and making logic that Liberia is ours and we will remain ours forever. Generation comes, generation goes. So let us enjoy the peace and maintain the peace instead of fighting. Gun cannot result into nothing good, bad, destruction. We experienced it in 1990 we somehow we didn't enjoy our youth in Liberia. We left while we were playing a great football in Majibi County, Langolepe High School. The war came, somehow we fled to another country. We were treated like nobody, and they brought us to somewhere we call, I would say it's still today, the mental slavery continue with us today. So I can't sit here and denigrate my president. He's a president of the Republic of Liberia. CEO, Liberia is all we have, and this country will remain forever. With that being said, to those of you who are listening to me from the motherland, from the motherland, I want to say many thanks to you for listening to us. This is what we do here. We come, we share our ideas, our thoughts, and they lay with you for you to dissect it on your own. We have not come here for us to brainwash you, but we come here to provide information so you can take it home. The side that you think is better for you, take it. But people who are listening to me from the Green City, the Republic of Green City, Baybona, greetings to you. Nimba County, greetings to you. The better days are coming. Let us be patient. We will receive a better day soon. Good night to all of you, and God bless our state.
Thank you. Thank you. The great Cyrus and the Green City. Before we go, OKFM, our platform, we always like to report the news. If there's correction, we'll make the necessary correction. So OKFM is reporting that former President George Weah has described the information that he spoke with the president of France as completely false.
Yep.
That's misleading. He has distanced himself from it. He did not say that. He said he did not say that, even though CDCians are saying it, but he has
CDCian Aman there now. That's what we said. CEO.
Aman didn't say that. Aman didn't say that.
Right here. This guy
said like Aman.
I never spoke on that here before. I never spoke on that. CEO, you see, someone is misrepresenting me. I never spoke on that particular.
I defended you. Never spoke on that. But again, thanks to everyone. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be hosting Honorable Musa Hassan Bility. He's going to be our guest tomorrow.
I mean, bad Chinese light. When there is good, all can do that. You get Chinese light.
So don't miss it,
guys.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good night.
I'm not just going to give you some money. The way you visited by